Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. To everybody joining us live on this beautiful Thursday morning over at woodwardsports.com. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's not a good morning if you're a Detroit Pistons fan. It is not a good morning if you were looking to watch last night's game and expect the team to shoot the ball well from three. But before we get into the game, Fish, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning. I'm doing great. It's Thursday, everyone's favorite day of the week. Oh, maybe not yours. You like all days, but every day is an incredible day for life. Why am I getting looks like I'm an idiot?
No, you know what to do. Go down and do it.
Do I know what to do?
Thank you. Having said that,
I wasn't told by anyone.
Because we don't want to interrupt you, buddy. We're trying to be polite.
Well,
It's early on in the show. I don't want to tell you shut the hell up. All right.
Well, you can.
I can, but I don't want to right now.
I just restarted it. This thing. Oh, goodness me.
All right. Having said that, what's up, Jeff? Good morning.
What's going on?
Cade Cunningham's worst game maybe of his career?
Oh, yeah. He looked frustrated. I mean, missing layups. He couldn't get anything. I mean, and it was frustrating. It got to the point where Cade was pretty much forced to just take threes. Like, that Celtics defense was not letting him get really anybody get anything at the rim, and they struggled shooting from three. I mean, it was ugly. I mean, at the beginning, they competed. They stayed in it. I thought Ivy, I mean, talk about one of their best games of the season. I think this might be Ivy's. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, had a steal. And along with that, 2 for 5 from three in a game where nobody was hitting shots. And then I get to Killian Hayes. And this was the one thing that me and Kool-Aid from Woodward Pistons, we've discussed on the podcast too. With Killian, it's definitely mentally, because if you watch last night's game, he had his mental right. I mean, he looked confident, he looked poised, he was in his bag. And to score 16 points in 22 minutes, 7 from 12 from the field, 1 for 2 from three. He did shoot another three and make it, but it was called back due to a foul from Hamidou Diallo. So technically, he would add 19 points and hit 2 for 3 from three. But nonetheless, I digress. Killian, that was the highlight. Him and Jaden Ivey for me. And if you want to throw Duren in there too, 5 for 8 from the field. He had a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Those are the things you want to look for too. I mean, especially for Killian Hayes, we've been waiting on a game like this. He had 0 turnovers as well. I mean, this is all you're asking for from Killian. Not that you have to score 16 a night, but be more aggressive, especially considering, and this is one thing I also took away from last night's game, can Burks and Bagley get here any faster, any quicker? Because this bench, to see Hamidou Diallo out there,
they get outscored every night.
It's bad, Adam. I mean, they play Knox in garbage time. They need help on their second unit. So again, it is what it is. They struggled, yes, especially early on. But it is what it is. Bad defensive team facing a team in the Boston Celtics who are great defensively, have tons of length, and a team that just went to the finals. So, and they are playing at the Boston Garden, which is a tough place to play. So. And they have not won a road game yet. They're 0-6, so that speaks to why they struggled. But I'm not concerned, Adam. This is the ebbs and flows I talked about. There's going to be games like the Warriors or against Oklahoma City where they fight and they stay in it or they respond to adversity. And there's going to be games like the Celtics where you see Jason Tatum. Nobody can guard Jason Tatum. I mean, he had like 11 points straight in the third quarter. Ended the game with 30-plus. Jaylen Brown went for 30-plus. And this is the problem, too. The Boston Celtics shot 55% from the field, like 53%, excuse me, and 40% from three. Like, that's, it's hard to win that game.
The Pistons are known for playing defense right now,
it's going to be hard to win any game if you're giving up those types of shooting percentages. It's just how it is.
Well, here's what I noticed. We need to have a bigger conversation about Jalen Duren's role moving forward. Isaiah Stewart, 20 minutes, 12 and 10. Duren, 30 minutes, 10 and 10. A block, a steal, 2 assists, 5 offensive rebounds compared to Isaiah's 3 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, he's a menace, man.
He is a problem. It's a young team, Jeff. I don't know how else to have a conversation with any of you this morning, really, because what do you want me to say, right? There is nothing I can say that will fast forward 2-3 years. I told you this in the off season. 4 years away from contending, right? Mm-hmm. So a loss at the Garden to Boston, no, it doesn't upset me. It doesn't bother me one bit. Does it bother me that Cade Cunningham was 1 for 11 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3? Yeah.
Yeah, that's your star player.
Is it concerning that Jaden Ivey this year has looked like a more polished three-point shooter than Cade Cunningham? It does. But I'm not worried about Cade. Again, this is somebody that will be in the gym, working on his game, getting better. I'm not too worried about this. This is all about year 3, year 4. For each of these individuals. When Cade's in year 4 and Ivy's in year 3, then you can talk to me about, this might be a team up and coming in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Right now, I mean, even Saddiq Bey, I don't like what I'm seeing.
Well,
I need him to look, without being disrespectful, I need him to be a spot-up shooter at moments when he's on the court with Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey, or both. I don't need him ball handling. I don't need him attacking the basket. Got to the free throw line 5 times yesterday, so look, he went 9 of 10 from the free throw line. That was great and all, but you can't go 1 for 6 from 3 because I have 2 guys, Ivey and Cade, who can dribble, penetrate, and dish out. This is how the team needs to be built. You can have Duren at the 5 and be a problem. Go look at how Boston's built. Grant Williams can shoot threes. Marcus Smart can shoot threes. Al Horford can shoot threes. Hauser can shoot threes. Brogdon can shoot threes. Derek White can shoot threes. Who can shoot threes on the Pistons? Who? Corey Joseph?
Bojan and Livers.
Killian Hayes?
But
Kevin Knox?
To that point, and you've seen...
It's not a team that's built around your 2 star players, in my opinion, and I don't see Bey as a star player right now. I need him to really take a step back and say, I'm going to get so many easy looks because of these guys. Why don't I take advantage of it? Why am I trying to work so hard for the 18 points he had last night? 9 of it came from the free throw line.
Which I do enjoy. I do enjoy him getting to the free throw line. But to what you're saying, too, you've seen Dwayne Casey make that adjustment, playing Saddiq Bey with the second unit a lot, which I love, by the way. Trying to get Livers more involved because Livers is the guy you're talking about who can spot up and hit threes, played very, very excellent defense. But for Saddiq, I'm not too worried. Before this game, he was averaging 20 points the last 5 games. That's something they're going to have to figure out. I think the bigger issue was simply just Cade not buying a shot. He had one made field goal. Besides that, it is what it is. I think overall, this team is still not complete. And that's what everyone has to swallow that pill for a second and understand that there's plenty more work to be done, especially this offseason. But as of right now, I just like how the young guys look, man. I mean, to be honest with you, Ivy and Duren both
and I don't want to be
shined.
rude either.
And another thing, too, the fact that Killian did this, not against Oklahoma City, but against the Boston Celtics, arguably one of the best defensive teams in the league. That's a level up, so... just had to say that.
It's head scratching at the same time. But I'll say this, Jeff.
Cook Tatum, too.
I think I'm done with Casey. And I'm not saying now, mid-season. No. End of the year. I think I'm done. I need to see a young coach come in with a much more fluid offensive system that isn't going to be so predictable at times. They played a good third and fourth quarter. They were down 16 by then. It was irrelevant.
And I think, let me answer your question, too, with Dwayne Casey. I tend to agree with you, but at the end of the day, Troy Weaver knows this. Like, there's a time and a place, kind of like when Eisman got rid of Blashill. Like, he understands probably at the end of the year
and
that's going to be made.
I think the free agency period this upcoming offseason, you'll get some guys in.
Right.
You'll get some adults in the room.
Team improves.
Ivy will be going into year 2, Cade into year 3. You have your core, but where is your Grant Williams? Where is your Derek White? Where is your Hauser, Horford? You need these guys to be built around your star players, right? So if you want to use Boston as the example, Smart, Tatum, Brown. Pistons, Ivy, Cade, Saddiq Bey.
Right.
Those are the 3. We all agree. It's consensus. But you have Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Al Horford, all in rotation. All can hit threes outside of Robert Williams. Hauser, Derek White.
Yeah, they're constructed like a finals team.
And that's where Detroit needs to get to.
Right.
And I think that attributes to why they play the way they do right now. It's just not good basketball. Because, to be honest with you, it's a lot of players that shouldn't belong on the court together. Killian Hayes, what is his role? Why was he 7 of 12 from the field yesterday? That was mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, and he got some of those buckets.
But 1 assist, right? So it's like I can never get a complete game. No steals, a rebound, maybe 2. But he went 7 of 12.
He did have 1 steal.
So confusing player right now, Killian Hayes.
And
But I think the long term, it's a long-term game with this team, and I know I don't like to hear it, but that's.
And to compare the situation to the Grizzlies,
okay?
when the Memphis Grizzlies, they had J.B. Bickerstaff. They fired him, brought in Taylor Jenkins, an assistant from the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's when, the general manager, who won, Executive of the Year, by the way, Zach something, can't remember the Grizzlies manager's name, but anyway, I digress. When he hired Taylor Jenkins, that's when he felt like the Grizzlies were at a time where you can at least try and make the plan, and they did that. The next 2 years, they won 34 games. They took the next step the following year. That's what you want to see next year. This year for Dwayne, his job is just to simply develop these players and get guys just improve as a team. Get these guys playing together. Get the cohesion. Everybody's gelling. And then next year, Dwayne is the second oldest head coach in the NBA. I'm expecting him to either transition to the front office or simply just retire, whatever he does. And that's when you go get your Taylor Jenkins. That's when you go get your, if you guys want Jerry Stackhouse, whoever it is, Jerome Allen, whoever it is. That's going to be next year, in my opinion. As of right now, you're just kind of, I hate to use this term, it's cheesy, but enjoy the ride. You're just watching these guys develop. I get why people are frustrated with Dwayne Casey, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's just, there's going to be a decision that's made. Troy's not going to keep Dwayne around for years. It's just not the case. It's not going to happen.
I do agree. I think the frustration is coming from there is no fluidity, right?
And I get it.
Some
of the rotations,
look what Mark Jackson
people.
did with the early Steph Curry, Klay Thompson days, right? Before Steve Kerr ever showed up. Remember the elevator offense? Set 2 picks, 2 screens at the top of the free throw line.
It's fundamental.
Understanding how to use your players is very important. I don't need Dwayne teaching these guys grit and, we're going to play hard. That's great, dude, but can you score? Cade, look, you know how much I think of Cade.
Right.
Can't go 0 for 6, 1 of 11. He knows that. He's going to be in the gym, really kind of hitting himself over the head. Can't shoot yourself in the foot like that. Having said that, I think Cade's the least of my concerns. He is that guy, and I'll point to one player, and it's probably the worst example, but it is a story of doubt turned into really a pretty good three-point shooter, and that is LeBron. Remember LeBron James back in the day?
Yeah, he
couldn't hit a 3 for his effing life.
Then he got to Miami. It was
saw where the league was going.
Yeah.
Saw Steph Curry and all these guys and said, I need to develop my game. And it didn't take him 1 off season. It didn't take him 2. It took him multiple off seasons. And then suddenly, LeBron was pulling up from 30. It takes time.
Now he pulls up too much from 30.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole different conversation. But my point is, this is a part of Cade's game and Ivy's that they will continue to have to develop.
Yep.
In today's game, you're going to have to be 35% from 3. You have to be. If you can't hit a three-pointer every 3 attempts, oof. And you're a liability in today's NBA.
And right now, Ivy's actually above my expectations.
He's doing great.
Because he's about 1 for 3 every game. I think he's like low 30%. And that's kind of where I expected him as well. But to your point, I mean, the famous saying is, if you want to lose games, you play young guards. So they're going to lose a lot of games this year. That's just the reality of it. Now, with having Bojan and Sadiq Bey, Jalen Duren, and once you get Burks and Bagley back, you might be able to streak off a couple wins. Hopefully they get to 30 like I predicted. But other than that, I'm not really concerned about the wins and losses. More so just player development. So as long as they keep trending in this direction, as long as we see Cade bounce back, if you see the performance he's had before this game, Cade's been on one. If you can get Killian to get back to, you can't even say original form because he's never really shown it, but get to a consistent form where you don't have to talk about him every game, then I'm happy. And that's Dwayne's job, develop these players, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not concerned with that loss. I know it was ugly, but it is what it is.
Fair enough. Well, look, let's take a quick pause. When we get back, what to expect from Justin Fields and the Bears? Can Fields be contained? He has been on an absolute tear these past few weeks. Fantasy football owners, I'm sure, are very happy.
Oh, he's gone. He ain't on no waivers no more.
So we'll get to Justin Fields, the Bears, the matchup coming up this Sunday. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Cintron.
Well, Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings. Cintron has combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free, all in one pack. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Get your customized approach to weight loss. Think of all the ways that weight affects your health. Look at Gary on the screen, even though half of his legs are chopped off on the far left side. Depends how you're looking at it. Gary's down 62 pounds. Oh, man. So, Custom Health Centers has over 20,000 success stories. And the best part is not only can you lose weight effectively, but also safely. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason at Custom Health Centers at 844-789-THIN. That is 844-789-THIN. Good morning. 8:18 on a Thursday morning. Look, I know Thursday night football, usually you look forward to it. Tonight's matchup, meh.
Yeah,
But
it's been
It's
a
gonna
couple.
be a great game.
I'm thinking Atlanta defense on the road might be a good play. Who knows? I might pick them up in the waiver wire.
Is it Baker or PJ Walker?
Well, it doesn't
starting?
matter. Thursday night defenses typically score higher than Sundays, this year at least.
Yeah,
So it's a trend I might want to jump on.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the over-under for this game is like 42.5, something like that.
Well, here's where I'm at, Jeff. Justin Fields has been nothing short of remarkable over the last few weeks. Justin Fields has been a nightmare running out of the pocket. And we have seen this season Detroit struggle with quarterbacks that are quick on their feet, right? And look, it's not just Detroit. Most teams struggle with this. You have Miami, who has Bradley Chubb, athletes at corner like Xavier Howard, unable to stop Justin Fields. This is going to be a nightmare matchup. Having said that, I want us to understand the difference between game planning for Lamar Jackson and game planning for Justin Fields, right? Lamar Jackson, at his core, right, it is the run-pass option, right? It is designed runs. And really over the last few weeks, you're seeing Justin Fields now get more designed run calls. But those scrambles
Oh, my God.
that you can't account for, that you can't afford to not have contain on,
Like Hurts?
is a problem.
Yeah.
And it is a problem that just on film this year we've seen the Lions struggle with. But they know what's coming, right? They understand what their assignment is this week. And I believe the Lions, if they want to have a chance to win this game, make Justin Fields beat you with his arm. Let him throw to Cole Kmet. Let him throw to Darnell Mooney. Remember, the perimeter weapons this Chicago Bears team has isn't all that terrifying, Jeff. What's terrifying is, I got to give him credit. And you know what? I was totally wrong so far on Matt Eberflus. He's done.
Yeah, you were 0-17 my ass.
He's come in, honest to God, Fish. He's come in and done a hell of a job. The defense, again, no Roquan Smith anymore, no Robert Quinn. And they're out there putting 32 on the Miami Dolphins? Not that the Dolphins have a top 10 defense, don't get me wrong, but still, Miami just upgraded. They added Bradley Chubb.
I think they're averaging 30 points their last couple games, offensively.
Chicago has figured out how to use Justin Fields, and that is a scary thing.
It is.
So what do you expect from Fields? He's probably going to carry the ball anywhere at least 7, upwards of 11, 12 times. Now, how many of those 10, let's say 10 attempts that he's going to run for? How many of those are going to be scrambles? How many of those are going to be designed runs? Design runs you can live with. The scrambles are what's going to kill you. And if Aaron Rodgers is scrambling on 3rd and 18 and getting you, Lord knows what Justin Fields will do, right, Jeff?
Right. And they did that against the Cowboys, right? They got the Bears in a lot of those 3rd and long situations, and Justin Fields was able to convert those. As well as Justin Fields has been playing last 5 games, he's 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, over 400 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Like he's been an animal the last 5 games, especially to a struggling start to the season. They traded 2 of their better defensive players. They still got some young guys in the secondary: Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, who we liked a lot coming out of the draft. But the bigger thing you got to look at, and this is what the Lions are going to have to capitalize on, even though to what you just said, his elusiveness, his ability to scramble, it's going to be tough, but the Bears still lead the NFL in sacks given up. They have 33 sacks given up on the season. The next closest right next to them is the Colts, have 35 sacks. The Bears are second with 33 sacks. So again, they're prone to giving up sacks. It's just, can you catch Justin Fields? And that's the question. Can you contain him? Do you especially in week 1, you saw the gap assignments. It was a mess. Aiden Hutchinson, it was his first game in the NFL. You're hoping those guys are able to correct that. In the game where Justin Tucker hit a historically long field goal, I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, Lamar Jackson, 16 for 31, 287, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But what the Lions did on the ground, Lamar, 7 carries for 58 yards. Not saying you're going to completely shut down Justin Fields, but you can at least slow him down, keep him in the pocket, make him throw from the pocket. And as we've seen, the secondary was making plays last week, specifically Kirby Joseph. We'll see. It's on the road. The big question I have isn't even from Justin Fields. It's simply, how does this team come to prepare on the road? They have not won a road game in Dan Campbell's tenure. That's what I'm going to be paying attention to, is how do you – it's a divisional matchup. It's going to be another physical game like you saw against the Packers. Confidence level, to me, especially on the road, I would say it's a 60-40. I'd probably lean 60% Bears. I'd give the Lions about a 40% chance to win that game. I don't think the roster discrepancy is that big, especially considering they just traded Roquan and Robert Quinn. But Justin Fields, man, I could see him completely picking apart this defense with his legs. I mean, just his elusiveness. What did he go for? The most rushing yards by a quarterback? I think he beat Mike Vick's record last week.
You brought up the one spot on the Bears team that is their biggest weakness, and that's the offensive line, right? The Lions will have a huge opportunity this week to take advantage of a team that has struggled all year to protect Justin Fields, a team that has struggled technically to run the ball with Montgomery and Herbert.
Right.
But again, can you stop Justin Fields from going off script? And if you can't, you're going to be in for a long day. But if you can, and you can put him in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12 situations, well, now you contain. Right. You make him beat you with his arm. And if he's going to beat you with his arm, so be it. But you know what he hasn't proven all year? That he can beat you with his arm. He's been thrown for some touchdowns,
but
efficient in the red
yards
zone. But it has been, the majority of the damage has been done on the ground.
Right.
So that's the challenge for the Lions this week. And again, Justin Fields, I may sound a little biased right now, I don't need every quarterback to be the same, right? I don't need Lamar Jackson to be Joe Burrow. I don't need Joe Burrow to play like Lamar Jackson. Every quarterback can be unique in their own right and have success, by the way. The Bears have found something with Justin Fields. Is it sustainable? Is it the long-term solution? Is it ideal? I don't think so. But in the interim right now, they have found something, Jeff. They have found a way to get Justin Fields more comfortable. Get him rolling out more to throw on the run.
Not strictly.
Instead of him strictly in the pocket trying to dissect the defenses as if he's some pocket passer. Now, does he have the ability to throw from the pocket? Of course he does. He does have the arm talent. But he's not there yet. And what the Bears have recognized early on is, all right, our offensive line isn't all that great. Play action, roll out, get him in the open space, let him make a decision. 1, intermediate 2, deep ball 3, scramble 4. Those are the 4 decisions. We keep it simple every time. And that's very similar to what Brian Daboll has done with Daniel Jones.
Right.
You look at the Giants. What are the Giants doing? I'm not going to say the Giants have been conservative in how they've played their offense, but they've looked at Daniel Jones and identified him as average, sometimes below average.
Yeah.
And how do we compensate for that? Well, let's take the decision-making out of this young kid's hands, right? Because if you can take that decision-making process, that pre-snap, post-snap, right away, you take all that away, it's just the game now, right? And they're just executing. And that's what you want to do with a young quarterback. So credit to the Bears. They've done, I would say, a damn good job over the last few weeks.
The one thing I'm paying attention to as well, and I was at the Miami game, and something they were able to do but couldn't capitalize on, is putting them in 3rd and short, even 3rd and long situations. Yeah, Tua has the weapons he has, clearly, throwing jump balls to Tyreek Hill. It's going to go your way eventually. But with Justin Fields, the threat of having him in either a 3rd and short or 3rd and long situation, Lions got to contain him, because I can see a similar scenario than what the Bears had last week against the Cowboys, where you're getting them in the defense is putting him on 3rd down, but Justin Fields with his legs is converting that, and that's something they're going to have to pay attention to. And I know they're working on it all week in practice, but that's the matchup I'm paying attention to. It's not about getting them in 3rd down. Can you get him off the field? Because Justin Fields has proven lately he can scramble for a 1st down, and that's the biggest challenge. That's why I love mobile quarterbacks. I mean, at the same time, you don't want a guy to strictly run 20 times a game, 15 times a game, but the fact that they have that option is always a great thing. I mean, Goff,
Jalen Hurts,
not in his
Lamar
arsenal.
Jackson,
right?
Kyler Murray,
even Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I mean,
100%.
Justin Herbert, those guys. I mean,
well, look, let's take a break. When we get back, mid-season rookie grades. We're just past the halfway mark of the season. It's time to pass out grades for the Detroit Lions rookies. So we'll do that coming up next. But before we do, Jeff, the best defense on and off the field.
Well, we talk about the Lions' defense. They got a big challenge this week against Justin Fields and the Bears. But guarding alarm, they don't have a challenge. They're always going to protect you. If you're inside, you want to make sure outside your house and inside your house is protected. I got a number for you. You call 1-800-STAY-OUT, and you can rest easy knowing you have constant 24/7 protection. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know your friends at Woodward Sports
Stay
Central.
the hell out tomorrow. Sleep. Go to bed.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew.
Man.
Stop it. to the Thanksgiving Day football game where you can sit front row. All you have to do is retweet or share our post on Twitter or Instagram and tag 3 of your friends or family members, whoever you'd like to take, and ensure that all of them are following Woodward Sports as well. So you and your crew will get all of the best seats in Ford Field. So hop on Twitter, Instagram, and tag your crew. This awesome front row ticket giveaway is brought to you by our good friends over at Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers. Fish, you're doing a good job today, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Improvement, buddy.
Trying to do what I can do.
You're doing a hell of a job.
You gonna pay attention in 28 minutes?
What do you mean?
England squad gets announced.
No.
Okay.
You can tell me though.
Okay,
Fair?
I will. Yeah.
I'm curious. You can tell me who misses out.
Okay, I'll give you live updates as it happens.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I have
Speaking
no
of
camera
which,
for some reason, so I'm very excited.
We are 10 days away from the World Cup.
Yeah,
and
hell
Fish
yeah,
will be
we
giving
are.
us all the World Cup updates.
Well, we're gonna have a game live during the show.
And we
for
will.
2 weeks, I think.
Yep. And on top of it,
Golden Turkey! That's what it's gonna sound like.
no,
Just giving you a
we're
warning.
strictly rooting for the U.S. here, so we're not going to root for anybody.
Well, U.S. isn't playing during our time slot, so.
Well, eat my ass, all right? God. All right, midseason rookie grades. Jeff, let's start with the obvious number 2 overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson. Give me a grade.
Well, it seems like he's gotten better every game. Obviously, like any rookie. For Aiden, to start off the way he started off against Jalen Hurts, struggled bad. Followed it up with 3 sacks. I know Carson Wentz kind of walked into those sacks, but that was a good game by Aiden Hutchinson. Had it at the halftime. And I just think over time, Aiden, there's been downs where a game where he'll struggle getting to the quarterback. He'll still get pressures, but he just can't get to the quarterback. And then there's other games like Dallas where he has a sack and a half. He completely abuses a rookie left tackle. So overall, I'm going to say the ups and downs so far for Aiden, especially coming off the game he had against Aaron Rodgers. I know he didn't have a sack, but still, if you watch the game, he got tons of pressures. He capitalized, had the interception when Aaron threw it to David Bakhtiari. I'm going to give him a B. I'm going to say Aiden's a B right now. He's probably trending upwards, but I'm not going to say B plus, A minus yet. I think there's some things you probably can nitpick, but overall, I think Aiden to be first in a lot of those categories among rookies for the edge rushers. I'm gonna confidently say I'm gonna give him a B for so far in the season.
I'm going to give Aiden a B as well. I can't give him more than that. Although he's tied for first in major categories for pass rushers among rookies, you can't. It's inconsistent. Since he's been standing up, he's been much more effective.
True.
I think he's I wouldn't say gotten away with, but he hasn't gotten any of the calls you would like.
Especially against Miami. Yeah, especially against Miami.
Even Green Bay.
And Green Bay, yeah.
So there are frustrations along the way. It is a rookie season. I am glad it's a B and not anything less. 4.5 sacks on the year, an interception. He's done well. Do I think he can play better? Do I think he has another level to him? I do. And that's what the second half of the season is for. Can he finish with another 4.5, 5, 6 sacks? I do think so. And he has 2 opportunities still on the schedule with the team he's playing on Sunday. Right. He still plays Chicago twice, one of the worst offensive lines in football. Eventually, you got to take advantage of these games. It can't just be, I played well. Take advantage, finish.
Make plays.
Keep making plays. He's been phenomenal. The interception against Aaron Rodgers was nothing short of 2, 3, 4 years past where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
To understand he's totally out of that play, and to drop back into coverage with Bakhtiari running behind him.
He read the play.
He absolutely read it, and that isn't something you see on film. That isn't something the Lions were prepared for. Let's understand that. The Lions were not prepared for that play call. But Aiden Hutchinson understood what was going on and made the most of it. Yeah, it was a poor pass by Aaron Rodgers, but I could care less. He was in the position to make the play. And that's all you can ask for.
And I'm just excited to get Charles Harris back because you already saw the impact Josh Pascal had. Let's get Harris back. Let's get a healthy defensive line. I wish Romeo Okwara was back. And then I think you'd see even a better Aiden Hutchinson with more talent around him. So, yeah, I think a B's fair. We'll both roll with that.
All right, fair enough. Let's go to Jameson Williams. I know he hasn't played, but I do think he's someone you have to grade. Not based on performance, but I would say expectation. Did you expect 8 games into the season, Williams still being 3-4 weeks out. So give me a grade on, I would say, I don't want to say disappointment, but reality.
I'm gonna say.
How do you feel about the pick still?
I love the pick. I think for what you got in Jameson and Hutchinson, two of the, you could argue, the best defensive player and the best offensive player. If Jameson didn't get hurt, he'd probably be the first receiver taken.
Well, why, the reason I'm asking is I want to see where your confidence level is.
I'm gonna say A- for Jameson.
Mine hasn't dropped off much either. No, I would agree.
The reason why I'd say minus, I guess, is because you'd want him to play a little earlier, but at the same time, you want him to be 100%. I want him to be ready to go 110%, not even 100. I want him to be over ready. My expectations for Jameson, though, I mean, he's still a guy I can see as your number one, right? We talked about it yesterday, all the teams that are contending. Most teams have a number one, a true number one, an A.J. Brown or Jamar Chase or, name it. Name a good team. The Rams last year, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
I do think
Jameson
can be that guy, and those expectations haven't changed. And the fact that I haven't seen him on the field, it's not going to lower my grade. So until I'm proven otherwise, I still believe he has that ceiling.
Yeah, he's to be determined, but I'm not moving off the draft grade I gave him, which was an A. So I'm happy with it. You understood it was a long-term decision when they took the injured guy coming off an ACL injury in January, so I'm not too concerned. Kirby Joseph, who has been dialed in the last 3 weeks. Give me a grade, Jeff.
Oh, an A.
A, really?
No question. For where he was taken to, third-round selection, to have 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions in, 3 games? 3-4 games? I mean, it's unbelievable. I didn't expect this out of Kirby. I mean, as much as we loved Kirby, we know what he could do. He just has an eye for the football, a knack for the football. He's always around the football. But for him to play like he's been playing and then at home against Green Bay, pick off Aaron Rodgers twice, have 3 pass deflections, winning NFC, not NFC rookie, defensive rookie of the week, NFC defensive player of the week, that deserves an A. You can even say A+. I won't even be mad at you. Where you took Kirby, hell of a pick by Brad Holmes. So he gets it. He gets an A+, A++.
Wow. So I was going with a B+.
Okay.
Because I have to remember Seattle.
Struggled his first game, yeah.
I have to be fair, but you are right. He's been nothing short of exceptional the last 3 weeks. And the reality is, again, I hate this. This is what happened last year. Different situations, different positions, but something very similar. Penei Sewell was going to start the season at right tackle. And he had struggled all preseason at right tackle. Unfortunately, Taylor Decker gets hurt. Insert Penei Sewell at left tackle. He adjusts immediately, steps in day one, Nick Bosa, no problem. Rest is history, right? Cool. Kirby Joseph was going to maybe get 10, 15% snap count. Maybe if he was lucky for most of the season.
Right.
Tracy Walker goes down. Forces not only the coach's hands, but Kirby's hand. He has to be in the game now. And he, honestly, outside of that one struggle game against Seattle, he's been exceptional. And that is all you can ask for a third-round pick who is arguably the future safety of this franchise. It is a good sign. It is a good sign. And someone else who you got high value for very late in the draft, Malcolm Rodriguez. What do you give him a grade for, Jeff? I'm not going to give him an A. I know you gave Kirby an A.
No, Kirby's
but
an
I'm
A.
going to give Malcolm a B-.
Okay.
And the reason he's going to be at a B- is because he is not an impact player. He is a contributing player, a solid player, a player that it does his job. And that should be admired and appreciated, especially on any defense. Is he a top 8 linebacker? Is he potentially a top 5? No, not yet. You haven't seen it. But for him to be a 6th-round draft pick, walk into that room, dominate, be arguably the best linebacker they have, I think kudos to him. He gets a B- from me. If he wasn't a 6th-round pick, I'd probably have him at a C+. But the value you got of a 6th-round pick, I'm with it, Jeff.
And I think you hit it right on the head. The value you got for a 6th-round pick, and more than that, in a linebacker core that's not very good. And if you want to use that excuse, well, that's why he's playing. I'm not going to do that. I think Malcolm Rodriguez what he's done so far, playing through that elbow injury against the Packers too, like he's tough as nails. The guy is just embodies Detroit, in my opinion. The mentality he has, the way he plays, the way he carries himself. The man, if you want to talk about grit, that's Malcolm Rodriguez. And as of right now, for a guy with those expectations, like for a 6th-round pick, nobody expected him to be this impactful this early. I think he deserves credit. I'm going to give him a B+ for Malcolm Rodriguez. And most of that is where he was drafted to. He has a sack, a forced fumble on the year, pass deflection. He's gotten close. He's made a lot of plays. And in a room that's very weak, Anzalone, Derek Barnes shined. But Malcolm Rodriguez has been the story all year, and he deserves it. So I give him a B+.
Fair enough. All right, well, look. Josh Pascal, let's round this out. He's only been available for a few games, missed the first 4, 5, 6 games of the year. He's been back. He's made a difference. He hasn't made statistical impact, but you have seen him make a difference being on the defensive line. So give me a grade for Josh Pascal.
I'm going to say C+ right now. There's still, and it's tough because it's so early with Josh Pascal. I got to see more of him. Like, this grade could go up drastically over the next couple of weeks. But what I've seen, the first game Pascal played in against the Cowboys, he was double-teamed. Like, that should, not the entire game, but for some plays. And that should speak to the threat Josh Pascal is. I'm going to say C+ right now. I like what I've been seeing. And not only just what Josh Pascal's been doing, but what he does for others, like Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's been beneficial for that entire defensive line. So if you want to say B-, that's fine. I'll go C+ because I really haven't. If you want to go based off impact, I'll give him B-. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that high, if I'm honest. I was going to give him a C-, maybe a C.
But I'll say C+.
It's too early.
Yeah,
it's too early for me. But I think so far what he's done, it's enough to get a C. Right? He's been okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do you want him to be more than okay? Of course. And I think these next 4, 5, 6 games will tell you more about Josh Pascal and what he'll be to this defense than really the previous 2 or 3. So I'm going to give him I don't want to say an incomplete, but a C. I'll give him a C. He's average.
Solid.
He's there.
Right.
I do think he can get better. I do think he's still getting his feet wet. And I really don't see anything that I'm concerned with. And none of these rookies that we've named so far have given me any sign or reason to be concerned.
No.
So at least there is that. Having said it, Jeff Saturday, we didn't talk about this. And this is something I really want to address. He was announced as the Colts head coach. And I have seen an absorbent amount of backlash on the Colts organization, the owner, and Jeff Saturday. So I want to get to that in just a bit. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy.
For limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not just the Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim, the chili cheeseburger, as well as the bacon blue. And you can also upgrade those fries. As you're seeing, if you're watching at WoodwardSports.com, they have the chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, and the nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Chili Pepper Standing is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized, and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPepperStanding.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
Chili Peppers, Dan?
All right, 8:45 live here on the Woodward Sports Network. WoodwardSports.com. For all the latest news, breaking news on your favorite teams, check out WoodwardSports.com. Opinion pieces. Having said that, Jeff Saturday was announced as the Colts head coach moving forward for the rest of the year. Okay? They fire Frank Reich, who has been struggling the last few years. They've been underachieving, in my opinion. And I'll start with this. Number one, I think the world of Chris Ballard. I do. I think he's one of the better GMs in football. Okay? I think Jim Irsay has been actually one of the better owners in the NFL over a 15, 20-year stretch, right? The last time something like this happened, I believe the date is 1957. This doesn't happen often. Somebody with no coordinating assistant, no professional coaching experience at all.
Collegiate.
Or collegiate. He's coached, what, high school? It's
he's
irrelevant.
Got a 20-16 record at the high school.
When we say things like, this is the problem with the NFL, or this is a slap in the face of all minority coaches, or, we bring up these subjects. This is where you guys lose me a little bit. Jim Irsay is the owner of a franchise that was the first franchise to have a minority coach win the Super Bowl. Am I incorrect by saying that? Tony Dungy.
Yep.
He is also the only owner to have multiple minority coaches reach a Super Bowl. Tony Dungy, who made an appearance in one, and Jim Caldwell. Jim Irsay is also the man who I believe has been making all the wrong decisions recently, like Carson Wentz, like Matt Ryan. And Frank Reich, I don't think, is responsible for everything, but he is partially responsible. He is the head coach at the end of the day. I do think he wasn't getting enough out of his team. Having said that, I have no issue with the Jeff Saturday hire, because it is an interim hire. Reggie Wayne. What, John Fox? Guys, this is, to me, as simple as the owner wanted to bring in somebody who could steer the ship till the end of the season. He wasn't looking to put an assistant who had no experience, a coordinator who never had prior experience. Anybody he would have picked from his own staff would have had zero head coaching experience. And at the end of the day, do I love the move? No, I don't. I don't have to like it either. But when we play the game of, this is the problem with the NFL, it's his team. Am I not allowed to hire whoever the hell I want to be in that audio booth? Am I not allowed to? It's my fucking show. If I want a frog in there, I'm going to have a frog in there. And there's nothing you can tell me. Right now I have a fish in there.
I wish my camera's working, by the way.
I don't get this. We try so hard sometimes to make something more than what it is that we kind of lose each other. Because I do think there should be more opportunity. And I do think there are a few head coaches, to be honest, if I owned a team, I'd be looking at Leftwich. I'd be looking at Brian Flores. I'd be looking at the kid out in, God.
Name the team.
He left the Giants. He was their DC. God damn it, Adam.
Patrick Graham?
Patrick Graham. Thank you, buddy.
Got you.
D'Amico Ryans. There's a short list of few, and then there's, of course, on the flip side, I look at Kellen Moore, possibly a Ben Johnson. Mm-hmm. You go look at OCs around the league and say, all right, who can I? Mike Kafka. But what are we trying to accomplish by saying, this is a slap in the face to minority coaches? Because you lose me there. It is a slap in the face, in my opinion, to coaches in general. Not white, not black, not Hispanic, nothing. It's a smack in the face technically to all the coaches in the NFL. And I think Jeff Saturday, to his credit, is a former player, 14 years, 12 playoff appearances. He's been around success. He knows what it looks like. Does that mean he can coach? Absolutely not. That doesn't mean he can't coach either. And if Jim Irsay is the one saying, this is my guy for the rest of the year, I personally don't care. It's not my team. If I was covering the Colts, I'd be calling it a clown show. But at the same time, the season's likely over. Tennessee's running away with that division. You need a quarterback. Sam Ehlinger's freaking starting, for Christ's sake. What is there to be so upset about right now? That's where I'm getting lost a little bit. That's where you guys lose me in general, because it is not. Again, is he qualified to have that position? No, he's not. But I do think there needs to be a movement for players as well. I don't think a player that's given 10, 12, 14 years in the NFL should have to go through 8, 10, 12 years of being an assistant before getting a coordinating role and then a head coaching role, right? See, because these coaches come out at 19, 20, 21, 22, and they're quality control guys, right? And then they become assistants, and then they become assistants to the assistants, and then eventually they become a special teams coordinator, and then who knows, a tight ends coach, or a wide receivers coach, like Wes Welker is right now out in Miami, right? So all these coaches who have never played the game, they technically have that head start. But what about the players that have been in the game, been in the locker room, been in the film room for 10, 12 years?
Played at a high level, too.
They've played at a high level.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should be subjected to, well, you can be quality control and intern for 2 years and then maybe get an assistant role. I think professional players are more than qualified. Now, not all of them. Don't get me wrong. But Wes Welker, you're going to probably see Wes Welker get an offensive coordinating job probably in the next 3 or 4 years. That's a fact. That will happen. Great. Do I think Wes Welker should wait another 8 years to get a job? No. Again, experience playing should count for something. Not everything, but it should count for something. And where you guys lose me today is bringing up race in a situation that I don't see race being a part of. I just don't. And I typically like to kind of play I don't want to say devil's advocate. I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I try to be respectful of people's opinions, especially on touchy subjects. But this one I don't agree with at all. I think it's such a reach. And at the end of the day, the owner of a company decided to make a hire. What's your problem? It's not your fucking company. So shut up. You don't like it? Too bad. Elon Musk fired half of Twitter. You don't like it? Suck it. Too bad.
Yeah, but then he brought half of them back.
You don't like
they were essential.
$8? Shut the hell up, Fish. You don't like $8 a month? Too bad. Suck it up. Losing $4 million a day. They had to make cuts. You don't like it? Okay, leave. I don't have to love the Saturday move. It could totally it could totally just hit them right back in the face, Jeff. That does not mean it's racially motivated. That's what kills me.
And I get that. I don't think it's racially motivated. I think this is a case where Jim Irsay, a guy who hasn't really been, it's not like he's been as involved as Jerry Jones in the past. I think this season, to really put your foot down and to, force the fire of the OC, to go and fire Frank Reich after the struggling start, after forcing Sam Ehlinger to start. Like he's had his hands on this team this season. I think for bringing in a guy like Jeff Saturday, whatever you want to say about him, his 20-16 record in high school, I don't care. The guy's played at a high level. He's very familiar with the organization. He knows what it takes to be a head coach. Whether we like the decision or not, if you look at the Colts coaching staff, and this is where people get frustrated, you have Gus Bradley. He's been a coach for 33 years on the coaching staff. John Fox, 40 years. The problem I see with that, though, is
has-beens? I'm going to promote has-beens. John Fox, who got fired from Chicago and Denver.
Okay, that's where I was
Gus Bradley, who sucked in Jacksonville.
That's where I was getting to. I would rather take a chance on a guy like Jeff Saturday for the remainder of the season and possibly for the future.
I'm Jim Irsay in my front office thinking, look, I got Gus Bradley and John Fox on my coaching staff.
And
I'm going to hire him.
And you still have those guys helping Jeff Saturday. Now, who's calling the offensive plays? They're figuring that out. You already fired your OC. Clearly, that's another issue. But I don't have a problem with it. You want to keep the locker room together. Jeff Saturday helps you do that. He's a former player. He knows how these things work. And again, Irsay even said, and this is what I love, the self-awareness of Jeff Saturday, him at the press conference saying, I even asked Irsay, what makes me a candidate for this job? And he even said, I could be terrible at this job or I could be decent to good at this job. He's like, I want to take this challenge. I've never backed down. I'm not afraid of this challenge. And again, who cares at this point?
Like wait. So you're telling me the owner of a franchise reached out to an individual who was consulting and said, hey, I would like you to take this job for me.
For the remainder of the season and have a chance to be here for long term.
And that is headline news. We're all so upset. If Robert Griffin III was consulting the Washington Commanders and their OC, God forbid, was fired or had family issues, had to step away, let's say, something crazy, mid-season, and they asked RG3 to come in and OC, would anybody have a problem? I don't think you would.
Like Dan Orlovsky, something with the Lions.
If Dan Orlovsky was given that same job, everybody would love it. But because Jeff Saturday's not a media darling like Dan Orlovsky, we're getting a little offended here.
And they tried. It's been reported, too. I was reading up. The Colts tried hiring Saturday in 2019.
Yes.
They've tried hiring
as an offensive line coach.
Yes.
It's been going on for years.
They've attempted to get him.
And yes, you have Reggie Wayne on staff. Look, I am not inside the Indianapolis Colts building. Reggie Wayne, for all I know, might be an awful assistant coach. I don't know that. Jim Irsay would know more than anybody, who, by the way, is one of the... If you ever want to bring up race, don't bring it up with Jim Irsay.
Right.
This is the guy who's had success with multiple minority coaches.
He just wants to win.
Took a flyer on Chuck Pagano when he was having all of his conditional injuries. Or, excuse me, his conditions. I think it was cancer at the time, actually.
Right.
Stop it. This isn't the owner you get to play the race card on, number one. And number two, even if I don't think the hire is, quote, a good move, you had to fire Frank Reich. Anybody complain that Steve Wilkes is the head coach of the Carolina Panthers right now? They've been doing a good job right now. Good for him. Looks good on him. They've been playing competitive games. What's Jeff Saturday's job? To get them to the playoffs or to right the ship and get the offensive line to play better? That's priority one, to get the offensive line to play better,
leading the
get
league,
more out of Jonathan Taylor,
sacks given up,
and let the defense do what it can do, which is win you football games.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Reich wasn't figuring it out. Frank Reich was going for it on fourth down all the time, not taking points, which Jeff Saturday already came out and said, yeah, look, I'm an offensive lineman by trade. We're taking the points when we can get them. It's already hard enough to score in the NFL. We're not going to sit there, drive 70 yards, and then walk away with nothing. Oh, what a foreign concept. This isn't the race card for me. It just isn't.
No.
It's an interim hire. Having said that, if you want to say, well, this is buddy ball, Jeff Saturday has been consulting for years with the Colts. And when you're an owner, if today all hell broke loose at Woodward Sports right now, everything is falling apart, I am going to go find the person I trust the most to be my CEO, to be my right hand. Because I need somebody I can trust in the interim to get me through this rough patch we're about to go through. I don't need the most qualified or the least qualified guy. I need the guy I can trust. Look at how the special teams forces operate in this country. How do they operate? You think they operate only on performance? Absolutely not. They operate on trust. And they would rather have somebody they trust who is a lesser performer than somebody who performs at a high level but you don't trust.
Hey.
Stop it. This isn't as big of a deal as you're making it out to be, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
And this is Irsay making the decisions, not the Ford family. It's hard to question a guy who's at least you've won in the past
Super Bowls.
So, again, we'll see. This could all be a disaster or it could be a good thing. Nonetheless, I think it was I don't have a problem with the decision. I don't want to say whether it was good or bad. I don't have a problem with it. We'll see what Saturday can do. I'm excited.
If Orlovsky gets an OC job somewhere and it opens up, we're all going to be so happy. Yeah, Dan got the job. Hell yeah. If Saturday would have gotten an offensive line coaching job, everyone would have been happy. But because it's a head coaching role, and I'm not buying it. I'm not. Top of the hour coming up when we get back. Can the Detroit Lions make, I can't believe I'm saying this, a playoff push? Dear God. Dear God. Some of the things that happen on social media. They're technically only 2 games out of the wild card, Jeff, so it's something we will talk about when we get back. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss.
Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It is very rewarding, but also comes with great responsibility. If you sit on a local sports board, a homeowners association, or a volunteers coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are protected. Call Swiss Insurance today.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG, and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Woodward Show, Hour 2 starting up here live over at woodwardsports.com. Jeff, Lions are only 2 games back out of the wild card, so I'm going to let you start on this one because I really don't want to talk about it, but we have to. They're 2-6. That's all I'm going to say. They're 2-6. Their schedule isn't getting any easier. They play the Giants. They play the Bills, the Packers, the Bears twice, the Vikings. Jeff, have at it, bro.
Listen, I love the optimism. I love that you can sit here and say, yeah, they're 2 games behind the wild card. But it ain't happening. I'm sorry. It just ain't happening. And the reality is, you got to face the Bears this week. That should be the focal point because you might not even win at Soldier Field. They haven't won a road game yet so far. But the bigger thing to take away is it's good to be in this position, but it really speaks to how bad the NFC is. I think that's the bigger thing to take away. It's not, this is more about the NFC than I think about the Lions. The fact that you're 2-6 and you're 2 games out of the wild card, we did say, and you said it, Adam, 8 games could get you in the wild card spot. And that's kind of how it's trending so far for all these teams. Right now, you're 2-6. And I want to look at all these other teams that are around the Lions right now. You're 2-6. Bears are 3-6. Cardinals are 3-6. Packers are 3-6. Saints are 3-6. Rams are 3-5. And then you have the Commanders 4-5. Falcons 4-5, and so on and so forth. So again, as much as you want to talk about them being in the conversation, that's fine. You can have fun with it. But the reality is, and the question I want to ask you is, would you rather them make the wild card or have a top 5 pick? What would you rather see? And maybe I'll go to Lions fans.
Let me ask you guys.
In the chat.
Can I respond to your question with a question, if you don't mind?
Definitely.
So your question to me was, would I rather them have a top 5 pick or make the playoffs?
Yep. Be in that wild card.
This is a very difficult question to answer. What I would say is, what is the most important need on this football team? What are the 3 most important things this team needs? As of right now, you're 2-6. You've seen a year and a half of the coach and everything else around him. What are the 3 most important things? I believe quarterback, head coach, and I'm going to say better secondary play.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you could even just list the defense, but beyond the point.
Yeah, put them all in one.
This is hard because I don't want to turn down playoffs in year 2, but in the NFC, 7-10 might get you in the playoffs. Oh wait, I told you this before the season. That 7 wins would be enough to get you into the playoffs, and that's what it's looking like. Having said that,
it's a very tough question.
Is that a positive that you're 7-10 and you made the playoffs? That's I guess just the real conversation, because would you rather... But again, being in the top 5 doesn't guarantee your franchise quarterback, right? And I could make the case that if you make the playoffs Everybody feels better about Dan Campbell.
Yep.
Things are going in the right direction.
You trust Brad Holmes wherever he picks, to be honest with you.
And then you trust Brad Holmes to take the draft equity he has and move up to get your franchise quarterback. I'm going to lean playoffs here.
I'm with you.
Because I'm a believer that you don't need to be picking at 1 to get your guy.
Right.
I've seen Tua go at 5, Herbert at 7,
Hell, Brian Burns.
Allen at 7.
Burns was 16th, I believe. So.
Allen at 7. Let's just talk quarterbacks, though, for now.
Yeah, right.
Rodgers 24, Lamar 32, Mahomes 10, Watson 12. Come on.
And although,
yes, you have your Burrows, your Luck. Yeah, you get them at 1.
Right.
100%. I believe making the playoffs would be more beneficial because we would be talking about a head coach who is, quote, heading in the right direction. Now, 7-10 is likely going to get you in. Do I think they win 5 of the next 9 games? I don't. But I would... that's just my way of thinking.
Nope.
I could be totally wrong.
You're not.
But I'm sorry. I'm taking the playoffs. I'm taking the progress. And winning is what matters in the NFL.
That's it.
And if you are a good GM, like I think we all believe Brad Holmes is, if you are a competent franchise, if you want to be a competent franchise, you will be able to move up in the draft and get your guy. Herbert was 7. Allen was 7. Is that guy in this draft? Who knows? Typically, every year there is one quarterback that comes out that is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it this year? Does Will Anderson go 1? Stroud 2? Young 3? Well, if you want to trade up to the top 3 and get a quarterback, I'll give you the formula. The Niners gave up 3 first-round picks to move up from 10 or whatever it was, 10 or 12 to 3.
Me and you are in lockstep.
You're going to be picking at 10 or 12 with that record in the wild card. Give up your 2 first-round picks this year and the 1 next year, and fuck it. Get your franchise quarterback.
Let's go. I love what
and make the playoffs.
I love everything you just said. Yeah, I think you hit on
because now you're not firing your coach too.
There you go. And you hit on everything I was going to bring up, especially the 49ers point. I mean, you're picking 12-13. Doesn't mean you can't trade up to the top 3 and get a quarterback. I know Trey Lance, say what you want about him. They were still able to get their franchise quarterback. We'll see how that turns out. But still, nonetheless, the option's there. I would much rather them make the wild card, even if they don't win the game. At least you would be proven right, not only about Dan Campbell. Now we got to see the context of a lot of those games, but you'd assume Jared Goff is playing better. The rookies are playing better. You know, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You trade away T.J. Hawkinson, you make the wild card. I would no question take the wild card appearance. And this is why you have Brad Holmes. Like, you don't have Brad Holmes isn't a guy that we're sitting here saying, you know what, you need a top 3, top 4 pick to get a stud. I have faith in Brad to be able to maneuver, trade, or even if he stays put,
Can I ask you something?
To pick a great player. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm going with wild card. I'm with you.
Let me ask you something. They make the wild card in some fucked up crazy world right now. They go 5-4 down the stretch.
Okay.
7-10, they get in somehow.
All right.
Jeff, are you comfortable giving up those 3 first-round picks? Because I am.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let me ask you the flip side to that. You draft your franchise quarterback. Are you willing to deal with the suck that will come with not having that second first-round pick and the one the following year? Are you willing to take a chance on your franchise guy?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, yes, I'm willing to take that risk.
Because the rookie quarterback contract.
Contract.
Get more money.
You're going to cut the $25 million. You'll be able to go out in free agency and basically sign first-round picks, second-round pick talent. And you're going to have 2 second-round picks this year, and I believe 2 the following year. I could be wrong on that. Excuse me. Lots of maneuvering ability here. Lots of it. Hell, I could even argue you could trade up your first 2 round picks, your first 2 picks this year, and a second this year and a second the following, and maybe move up.
And they have multiple seconds this year, don't they? And they have a third. I mean, they have a lot of picks past just the first round. So, like Funky said, I'm already thinking about using both seconds to move up.
And there you go.
In the late first for a quarterback. Hooker, AR-15, Van Dyke, whatever your flavor. Grab some defense in the first, Porter Jr. and Trenton Simpson. So, yeah, I mean, on top of that, I think we're in lockstep
here. And let's be honest.
We are.
Let's be honest. Detroit, look around the league. Who has a better situation than you?
For a rookie quarterback.
I love you, Jeff. You're fucking on it today, man.
I can't.
Offensive line.
It's not too many.
Running back by committee.
Yep.
Jamison Williams hopefully coming back. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Brock Wright, James Mitchell, we'll see. Free agency period. You can go get a third wide receiver.
Yep.
That kid is coming into a good situation with an offensive-minded, not only head coach, but an offensive coordinator. A young one, too. It's a good situation for a young quarterback. And I'm sorry. I would rather see Dan Campbell succeed than fail. Because if he fails, we're going to call him a turd, kick him out of town, and then you're going to have to start all over again.
Absolutely, yeah, right.
I don't think the top 5 pick is worth it for me. Now, if you were to tell me you have 2 options, Adam, they tank and get the top 3 pick, or they win another game or 2, save Dan Campbell's job, but now you're picking at 6 or 7.
I'd rather just get the top 3 pick at that point.
Right, so now...
If we're talking playoffs, it's different, but just winning a couple games.
So we're on the same page. We're on the same page. Interesting conversation.
Now, yeah, we're in lockstep here, and a lot of people in the chat agree with us as well. I think most people would want to see Dan succeed. To say you want a top 5 pick, and that's why I said top 5, because if I said top 2 or top 3, it's a little easier, because then you're like, well, I get one of the quarterbacks, I can get Will Anderson, top 5, because you still have Carolina, who sucks. You still have other teams in that conversation for the number 1 pick. I could see the Lions winning a couple games down the stretch.
Let me address this. Yeah, but Adam, you said you were done with Dan Campbell, says Steve, and Motown Cool says, Adam, you were calling him a turd already. Yeah, because he is a turd.
To this point. Right.
But if he miraculously wins 6 of 9 or 5 of 9,
make the postseason in their
makes
second
the playoffs,
season,
even though it's a 7-win team, I find it very difficult to fire a coach who's going to the playoffs in year 2, even if it's a 7-win team, which is an anomaly, but regardless, find it very difficult to do that, and you'll still be picking in the top 12, 13. I like my chances. I like them. Not 12, 13, whatever it is. Top, let's see, do the math, minus 14, top 18, whatever it is. A turd that has pushed the division winner with an incomplete pass. Yeah, a turd that has yet to win a road game, and I hope he does it this weekend, and I have a good feeling that he does. Having said that, 7 is all I asked for this year.
Yeah.
If they get to 7 wins, I'm good.
Me too.
I'm good. I'm seeing progress, and then next year I can say up here and say 10 wins, contend for the division. If they can't do that, you can leave. If you do that, you can stay. It's that simple. I operate in a very simple way. It's not difficult. It really isn't.
It's not science.
When we get back, what needs to happen, Jeff, for the Pistons to turn it around? Thursday night football, fantasy football coming up later as well. So we'll do all that and more in just a bit. But before we do, I got to tell you about Planet Fitness, where you need to sign up because it is the home of the judgment-free zone. Your fitness is essential. Sign up today for Planet Fitness. $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Sign up today in club or visiting planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rent will have you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
Hey, can we talk about this Twitter thing for like 88 seconds?
Go for it, buddy. What do you got on your mind?
Well, Do you have a problem with people paying $8 for a quote unquote verified check mark?
Is his camera working?
The camera's not working. I don't know why. So
fix your camera, then talk to me.
I did.
I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem
choose
with people
to pay.
I don't mind it
because the bonuses that come with it. There are,
what I mind is an account called King James with a Z that's verified, announcing his retirement, and everybody would think it's LeBron
or
James.
fake Adam Schefter,
or the fake Adam Schefter.
Josh McDaniels is fired.
If I'm Elon, I hope this gets to you some way somehow. If you want to pay $8 a month, I think that is a great business model. Good, they should do that. They're losing $4 million a day. Having said that, make it difficult to get a check mark. And what I mean by that is, if I'm a troll, right, don't encourage me to pay the $8 just to get verified. I have to put in my driver's license, my social security. That way I can never have duplicate accounts.
Right.
That's a lot to ask for, though.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You make the investment if you're Twitter to have the security in place. You make that investment because you want to keep people on your platform. You don't want to wake up and see LeBron James requested a trade. Kirby Joseph was caught in a liquor store doing a running train. You don't want to read this stuff waking up. And it's all verified technically accounts. And I don't want to have to go the extra step to click on somebody's profile just to see if they were paid or verified before.
Yeah.
I think that is stupid.
Especially in the world we live in. People are just looking at news. I mean, you see a check, someone sees a check mark, they see something, they're going to believe it most of the time. I mean, I check my sources, but still, not everyone does that. I think that what they should do is separate a check from somebody who's verified from Twitter, and if you pay for Twitter Blue, it should be different symbols, slightly, maybe a different color. There's got to be a slight change because they all look similar. Like, it's gotten to the point now where you're seeing tweets, and I can't fully believe it until I check. You got to do your research. It's like, dude.
And you know what?
Not everyone's doing that.
You know what's one thing I'm not worried about?
What's
it
up?
Working. It will work. Because Elon Musk will make sure it works. Because he'll make a decision, and if it's the right one, he'll keep it, and if it's the wrong one, he'll move off it fast. Remember the double official thing we were talking about? Where you had the check mark and then official under it? That's gone already.
Yeah. Well, because he realized it was stupid.
And he even tweeted out, Elon Musk, he's like, we're just going to keep trying SHIT until it doesn't work. We'll just throw it at the wall, see if it sticks.
That's what you have to do sometimes, especially in a business where you have to change. You can't lose $4 million a day. That's not a business. That's a cash suck. That's awful. Having said that, let's move on. Jeff, what do the Pistons need to do to turn things around? Is it strictly Bagley needs to come back and Burks? What's going on?
It's tough because when you say turn things around, it's.
I'm not saying contend or anything. I'm just saying better basketball, better defense, more efficiency, better three-point shooting, better all-around basketball.
How do they improve? It'll help with Burks and Bagley back. I know there's other things, especially defensively, that they have to improve on. And you've seen flashes against the Thunder. They played well defensively, besides guarding Shea, but the rest they did a good job on. I think for them, moving forward, the thing I want to look for as the season closes, and it's a tough ask from a very young team, but getting better defensively, and that's going to help when you get Burks and Bagley back. And on top of that, you just want to see players keep getting better. That's how you turn things around. As long as players are taking that next step, and you're getting Burks and Bagley back, Bagley returns to the form we saw last year, now having more time, better team chemistry with the other guys. I think he's going to play better. It just, you got to get some guys back. I still don't think that's going to push them anyway. They're still going to win. I mean, they're kind of on pace right now to win 20-something games. I mean, that's close to where I have them at 30. So I don't think it's to the point where you have to do something to turn it around. But you win 1 out of the last 5 games, it's definitely not a positive thing. So, again, moving forward, I'm not concerned. I'm not going to sit here and list off things I need to see for them to turn it around. As long as the players are getting better, they're getting better defensively. And we'll get to Dwayne Casey because there are certain things you want to see from Dwayne, certainly rotations. But, again, if you don't have Burks, you don't have Bagley, the rotation already is ugly. You're having Diallo, you're having Knox. Like, that stuff won't be here at the end of the season. Once Bagley and Burks get back, you're not going to see those guys play. So, again, as long as players getting better and they get better defensively, please, that's what I want to see. And that's it. Maybe limiting turnovers, yada, yada, yada. Young teams, you can list it off. But for me, Adam, it's defense and players getting better. As long as I see those two things, plenty of optimism for the Detroit Pistons. They're still a few years away, maybe a year or two.
I hate to keep saying it. Time.
That's it. And it sounds like an easy way out, but it's the truth.
And I don't
really
mean to
is.
say it that way, but look, when Ivy's in year 3 and Cade is in year 4, you're going to be looking at a basketball team that has evolved, players that have developed, better three-point shooting. This is where the league is going, right? John Morant's working on his three-point game. Gilgeous Alexander, is that how you say his name?
Yep, SGA. He's a stud, by the way.
He's gotten better with his three-point. This is where the game is going. So it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a 50-game, 82-game schedule. It doesn't matter what you play. And this is off-season work, going in, putting in all the work, thousands of shots up a day. That's just the reality.
And this is my problem, too. Bob Johnson, by the way, love you, Bob. You're the man. See you in the chat all the time. I don't know why Bob keeps putting this. All right.
What is it?
He says, why patience with the Pistons, but not with the Lions? What a joke.
Because in the NBA and the NFL are two different things. In the NFL, you could take over as a head coach with an awful roster and win your division the next year. And in the NBA, you are heavily reliant on your star players. And if you don't have star players, you have nothing. You suck. You are in the lottery. And if you have star players, well, then you make the playoffs and you make runs and you get to conference finals. And who knows, maybe you win a championship every now and then. Did I answer?
And the draft for the NBA, 60 players. The NFL, you go 7 rounds, and you could find impact players in any of those rounds. It's just quicker. Like in the NBA, if the top 5 to, dare I say, 8, 9 picks, those are your better players. Once you're getting later in the round, you're swinging.
Bob says you can do the same in the NBA because of free agency. Buddy, there are 4 places that free agents go to: Miami, LA.
Tell them. In New
Boston and New York.
Yep, tell them.
Those are the 4.
Tell them.
There is no such thing. There's no such thing as the Milwaukee Bucks landing Kevin Durant, the Detroit Pistons landing Kobe Bryant, or Kevin Durant.
That's not how that works.
Or LeBron James. That's not how it works. Chicago, nobody, no. No, it's not how it works. You draft your star players, and then you build it from there. And then if you're lucky, and you get to go trade and acquire and sign Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Westbrook, Harden, all these guys, that's great. Has never happened in this town.
And Cade, by the way, if we're trying to compare the NFL and NBA, he'd be a junior in college still. He came out his freshman year. So, again, the NBA, you come in a lot younger. You got to be more patient with these guys. Like, it's not like Aiden Hutchinson, where he has 4 years at Michigan, comes right into the league, and is able to make an impact. It's just not how it works.
Think about it
especially
this
surrounded
way.
by veterans.
The Boston Celtics lost Ime Udoka, who was the basically coach of the year last year.
Right.
Phenomenal, made a finals run. They lose him in a scandal to start the year. You know what their record is? 8-3. Haven't missed a beat with the new guy.
Mazzulla. Yeah.
I wonder why.
He's doing a hell of a job.
They have superstar players. Comparing the NBA and the NFL.
I know it's. I don't get it. I just had to address that. But overall, I'm not concerned about the Pistons, man. I mean, we kind of acknowledged way before they even took Ivy in the draft that whoever they take, we didn't know Duran was coming along with them, by the way. But whoever they take, it's still a year away from even contending from the play-in. They have money this offseason. We'll see what they can do. The players got to improve, which they have so far. I want to see more out of Killian, but big year for a lot of guys. We'll see what they can do this summer with more money to spend. Already extending Bojan Bogdanovic. Like the move, but again, got to give them more time. They have to be able to spend money, and we'll see what they can do with it. Maybe they get another top 5 pick. Maybe they get Victor Wembanyama. Who knows? But as of right now, I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not.
Fair enough. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, let's go back to the Lions a little bit. I want to revisit the next 9 games. I want to discuss Justin Fields a little bit more, and then we'll break down the rest of the game tomorrow. And then at 9:40, we'll get to Thursday Night Football, fantasy football. I played Jeff this week.
I made a big trade, too.
I saw. So me and Jeff played each other for the first time. And let's just say this is probably going like it went last year. So we'll remind everybody at 9:40. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Frog.
Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right. A free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, tell them we sent you. They will print one out for you on the spot. So go to Big Frog in Novi today. Get your free t-shirt. Or you can visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game. That's right, you and three people that you are thankful for, sitting row one. All you have to do is retweet or share our post on Instagram or Twitter and tag three of your friends and make sure they're all following Woodward Sports. You and your crew will get all the best seats inside of Ford Field, so hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew today. This awesome giveaway is brought to you by our good friends over at Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers. 9:27, Thursday morning. Thursday Night Football later tonight. Kind of excited, but kind of not. Falcons-Panthers, meh matchup. Falcons better win this game, basically, if they want to keep their playoff and division hopes alive. Should be a fun game. But before we get to them, let's talk about the Lions a little bit. Okay? Talked about the 2-6 record, potentially making the playoffs. This is the question I want all of you to answer. Right. So let's throw this up in a poll. All right? And the question this morning will be, what is the biggest need? And you can only answer one. The biggest need for this football team. And your options are a head coach, a quarterback. I'm giving you all the options.
I love it.
A head coach,
I love it.
A quarterback, a pass rusher, or a linebacker. Those are your four options today. Now, I think a lot of you can make a strong case for interior linemen, even better secondary play, especially at corner, 100%. But those are the four we're going to work with today. And of the four, I think everybody consensus should agree. Quarterback, no? Or am I missing something?
I mean, if you want to rank the most important positions, you're right. Quarterback is definitely up there, but I guess for this team and where they struggle the most, I would say corner is up there too. Corner, defensive tackle, linebacker. It's really all defense, to me at least. But I get it. We'll see. Head coach is up there. Head coach, quarterback, pass rusher, or linebacker.
Give me an order if you were to.
I'll say number one, I'm going to say quarterback because truly, in my opinion, it's hard to say you're in a rebuild without your franchise quarterback, and I think that's what the Lions need to do next. So I'm going to say quarterback, although it's not it's not the biggest need right now with this football team. That's just the reality. You got to eventually draft a quarterback. The next one, I'm going to go linebacker because if we think Aiden Hutchinson can be that dominant edge rusher, Josh Pascal, Ali McNeil, if those guys can be good enough, linebacker's a problem because you have Anzalone playing significant snaps. I love Malcolm Rodriguez and Barnes, but those guys haven't put together fantastic performances. A guy like Roquan Smith would do damage on this team. So I'm going to say quarterback, linebacker, pass rusher, and then head coach. I don't think head coach right now is really the biggest need because there's got to be a little more talent on this team. But overall, those are my rankings. And right now, it's kind of trending that direction.
Well,
I actually got it right. Right now it's quarterback, linebacker, pass rusher, head coach. So I didn't even look at the results before I said that, by the way. So people are agreeing with me.
Kills me a little bit. I'm gonna go quarterback, head coach, linebacker, pass rusher.
So the defense is last on your list.
No.
Well, you have quarterback, head coach, and then you have the defense on the back half of it.
What do you think this team would be with Mike Vrabel?
I mean, they'd be a little better, but you'd still need pieces on defense. I mean, come on. You can't. I get what you're saying, but you can't deny his defense is historically bad.
Brian Daboll? They wouldn't be historically bad on a well-coached team.
I get what you're saying, but still,
Atlanta gives up the most passing yards a game.
They do.
They're 4-5.
Adam, God damn it! Why do you do this to me?
I'm not trying to. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm just giving you my.
I'm still going defense. I get what you're saying.
In the NFL, more than any other league, coaching matters.
It does. It does.
And right now, I have a coach who's 5-19-1. I am concerned. Now he wins 4 of the next 6. Oh, I'd be having a totally different conversation. He would have earned my, I would say, optimism, my trust moving forward. Right? But that hasn't happened yet, so I'm not going to work on what could happen. But I think it's quarterback, head coach, linebacker, and you're going to need to get another dynamic edge rusher in there. And you know what? Cornerback play needs to be better. Pass coverage is pretty pathetic.
Yeah, it's bad.
Will Harris is your best cover corner.
Corner would probably be the more than edge rusher,
and Jeff
linebacker.
Okudah, look, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do with him. I'm not going to tell you move him to safety. I'm not going to tell you move him to linebacker. All I know is he's a very good open field tackler, and he couldn't cover my fucking mother on a slant route. Cool.
I get what you're saying, but I'm disagreeing. I'm still going. I think head coach is last right now.
I don't mind
until he botches.
I don't
the
mind.
rest
Well,
of the
based
season.
on the chat, they would agree with you. Quarterback, linebacker, pass rusher, and head coach. So I don't mind it. The people have spoken.
50% of the votes out of 92
will respect it.
go quarterback.
Well, as they should.
Right.
I think if we were all to just be polled on one,
very smart audience,
it would be quarterback. I think anybody would take a franchise quarterback right now. It makes driving to work so much easier. It makes building a team so much easier. Having that rookie contract, being able to forfeit a first-round pick maybe in the future because you're trying to go all in, just like the Dolphins did. The Dolphins turned those 3 first-round picks, Jeff, into Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Chubb.
Pretty good investment.
Not bad if you ask me.
And by the way, I got to address it. Patty Grimes, we're last on all defensive statistics, but the quarterback is the reason why we're losing. No one's saying
you're not last in all defensive statistics, by the way. That's a lie.
But to his point, we're not saying to draft a quarterback because Jared Goff's the biggest reason why we're losing. The fact of the matter is, and that's what I was saying earlier, a true rebuild. Stay with me.
I'm going to give the most BS answer, and I hate doing this.
True rebuild starts when you draft a quarterback.
We're going to do this. You guys ready for this?
That's why.
That's my favorite part of the day. Let's talk about Jared Goff.
Uh-oh.
Jared Goff. 1 interception. No interceptions. 1, 2, 0, 1. On the year, he has thrown 7 interceptions in 8 games. He is on pace to throw 16 interceptions on the year.
Yeah, you just...
He is a turnover machine.
And you're paying him $30 million, which, again, compared to other quarterbacks...
4 times!
Compared to other quarterbacks, $30 million... Not bad, but I'm not rebuilding with Jared Goff when you're paying him that much money. It's just not what you're doing right now.
I told you guys how it would work.
He's a placeholder.
Before this was a 2-6 team, I told you how you could justify Jared Goff. You go out and win 8-9 games. You make a wild card spot. You keep him next year while you groom your franchise quarterback, and then you cut him after. That's it. That's the only way it would work.
Alex Smith route.
And right now he is playing like crap, and He is a turnover. He's a liability. He is a turnover machine. Having said that, Lamar would be 45. I think Lamar's going to be a $50 million quarterback.
Yeah.
I really do.
He's special. He really is.
I really do.
They got to pay him right away.
They're going to pay him. Lamar's not coming here, guys, just like FYI.
Yeah, the Ravens would
For all of you that are like holding on to this false reality.
John Harbaugh's too smart.
The Ravens are not letting him go.
Yeah,
this is a dispute about how much of the contract is fully guaranteed.
That's it.
And at the end of the day, when they make the playoffs and they make a run, and they're likely in the AFC Championship game,
Goff's got you sick, man.
We're going to be having a conversation about Ravens. Excuse me. We're going to be having a conversation about how the Ravens messed up by not signing him before the season. And now that 42 million guaranteed per season that he could have got or should have got is now going to cost them 50 plus million. That's what's going to end up happening with Lamar. The way the NFL is, you have to get a serviceable quarterback to build the team around and spend money on other than talent. Then you get a franchise quarterback for cheap in the draft and cross your fingers. What I would say about that is drafting a quarterback is such a facade. It's such a crapshoot. It's such an unexplainable science because there is no way to determine that is a home run, right? How many home runs have we all discussed for the last 10, 15, 20 years? On average, you get one good quarterback, not even great, good quarterback per draft class.
Look at the draft class with Baker, Darnold, Rosen,
Trash.
Ian Allen. That was it.
Trash.
And was that the year Lamar came out?
Lamar was at the end of that round.
So it was Josh and Lamar.
5 quarterbacks in the first round, 3 busted. One was Josh Allen, the other was Lamar
and
Jackson.
look at the year with Zach Wilson. Like Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, those guys.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't been looking great. Last week, pretty solid,
better.
but he hasn't been all that
But to
great.
your point, it's much harder science than you think.
So here's where we're at. We're going to take a break. When we get back, fantasy football, Thursday night football, all that and more. And then we'll get to Mailbag at 9:50. We'll be right back. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast called This is the S Word will help fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, tell them or yourself to head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Jumper! Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Jeff Iafrate here. Let me tell you about our friends at the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck, because it is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 to play for $12, the unlimited open play, or you could pay $120 for a lane reservation for up to 10 people. If you think you're better than Jared Goff, you want to go throw dimes, head to the Fulling Warehouse. Bring your friends with you. It's a blast. We all win as a company. It was an amazing time. $2 Mr. Beer Machine and full bar. Check it all out. FullingWarehouse.com.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show, 9:39, live, woodwardsports.com. Jeff, can you remind me what happened last year?
And what?
Fantasy football.
When we faced?
Whole season.
Adam, I think we need to get
So,
you
me and Adam,
out of the show.
I think we were in different divisions as well. Same thing as this year. We do a little company fantasy football. There's 2 different divisions.
Want me to grab you water?
I want you to shut the hell up. He's talking.
There's 2 different divisions. Well, actually 2 different leagues. With everybody here at Woodward, there's a lot of people. Me and Adam were in the same league last year. We were in different divisions. We were top of those divisions. We met in the finals.
And you won.
I won a close game. And this year, what do you know? Morning Show brought home the trophy. It's sitting at my home, in my little office.
I think we got to bring that back here, by the way.
But I will bring it back. It took you a while to get it to me, by the way.
Sorry.
Yeah, like years.
Overall, though, this year, what do we have it? Me and Adam, top of our divisions. We faced this week. What are you, 8-1? 7-1?
I'm 8-1. You're 7-2.
7-2. Close game. I just traded. Let me tell you the trade I just made. People, you can react to it. I traded Miles Sanders, Amari Cooper, and Raheem Mostert.
Did you trade with Ryan Lentz?
I traded for Jonathan Taylor and Michael Carter. okay? I already have Christian McCaffrey and Nick Chubb. I tried to bulk up here, and I'm hoping Saturday at least helps the run game. We'll see what happens. But I'm thinking I'm going to whoop Adam's ass today, or this week. I'm hoping.
You're probably going to beat me this week.
Adam's got a good team,
I
too.
have Josh Allen. So here, I'll tell you guys my team in the Woodward Sports League. This was a 12-man league. Full disclosure, Flannel Sam took Patrick Mahomes in the first round. So when I read you my team, now you'll know why I have the team I have. Josh Allen at quarterback. Chase Edmonds and Antonio Gibson at running back. Not the best. But I have Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, and Travis Kelce. With Darnell Mooney at the flex. Titans defense. And then on my bench, the Ravens defense, DeLuch, Palmer. Speaking of Palmer, I think I got to start Palmer this week. Maybe over Mooney. I don't know. We'll see.
What Motown Cool says, what's Sam's record? What is Flannel Sam? He took Patrick Mahomes in the first round.
I think.
He's 4 and 5.
5-4, one of the two.
4 and 5.
Let me check. Flannel Sam is 5-4 actually. He's tied second in my division with Justin and Spencer. And then Ryan Lentz, who sucks, is 1-8. Braylon, who sucks, is 2-7. Let's see. In your division, the other Roman and Sean Murphy are 5. How is Sean Murphy 5-4?
Roman Bruno's 5-4?
Yeah.
Damn, he's coming back.
Sean Murphy's 5-4.
They're coming after you.
No, they stay down there.
All the good teams are in my division.
Read my roster.
I believe you have the most points scored. You do by 13. You beat me by 13 for most points scored.
Christian McCaffrey, by the way. My gosh.
Yeah.
Check.
Should be fun.
Check my team. Read it off for me.
Your team. Let's see this crappy team. Your team is Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyler Lockett. Holy hell. David Njoku, Jonathan Taylor at the flex. Nice.
Andrews is out. I have Andrews.
Andrews is out.
I'm hoping I don't think he'll play though. But
that's a good ass team, Jeff.
I'm telling you, we might bring another trophy home in the Morning Woodward show. So I'm looking forward to it. If I lose in the postseason, I can at least rely on Adam to get it done. All right, one of us will bring it home. I'm excited though. Good matchup this week.
It's staying on the morning show.
It's got to.
It's where it always will be.
I'll bring
100%.
I'll bring it in this Friday. I'll bring it in tomorrow.
Is that for me? Yes. You're a saint.
I asked you to bring one, you
Are you
bum.
serious?
Yeah, that's for you. You need one.
TD for Amani and Edwards with Maz. Man just brings in Adam a water because he's dying over there.
Thank you.
Having to talk about Jared Goff.
Thank you. That is very nice of you guys.
Wait,
Thank you so much.
look at people love Adam. Who would have thought?
Would you have called me a saint if I did that? Or you would have told me to shut the F up, wouldn't you?
He would have called you a saint.
Nah, I would have told me to shut the F up and brought him a water.
Was it your idea, Fish?
I mean, I definitely thought about it seveble times. I told
Did
you
you
to
tell Fletch or no?
I did not.
Oh, wow. So Fletch did that on his own.
Well, because he heard you dying. We all did. I offered to host the last 20 minutes because you were dying over there.
Did you hear?
I feel bad.
Did you hear Maz and Braylon argue about the Seattle and Lions?
I did. Maz was sitting there. 6-3. Braylon. 6-3. 6-3.
Braylon was.
Braylon was spot on.
He was spot
the reality is, Pete Carroll's getting more out of his rookies, his team,
yeah,
than most coaches are in the NFL, including the one
He
in
took
Detroit.
Geno over Goff, Maz. I'm like, before the season, you would have never done that, Maz.
And they're playing at that level because of coaching, and that's why coaching matters. Put Dan Campbell on the Seattle Seahawks and put Pete Carroll here in Detroit. Lions are probably 4-4.
Yeah,
I would say 5-3 maybe. I'd be pushing it by saying 5-3. I'd say 4-4 confidently.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's up there. I mean, he's.
And the Seahawks would be what? 1-6, 1-7, 2-8. Who knows?
Geno Smith, we'll see. But it was just funny. I love that argument, by the way. It's hilarious. Shout out to Maz. Braylon was over there speaking facts. I was just nodding my head listening.
God, I can't believe somebody brought me a water. I feel like I'm working on the 2 o'clock show now. I feel like a
We're
total.
getting catered?
I feel like a total diva
I
right
bring you waters when you want them.
Thank you, buddy.
On the 2 o'clock
yeah, but I
show.
never ask you.
Well, yeah. Well, you should ask more then.
Need someone to rub your
Because
feet.
then you get
too.
angry when I don't do my job. You get angry at me.
100%.
Feed you grapes
See?
during the show. We can get it all, dude.
Where's my eggs, Benedict?
Yeah, that's not coming. Good luck. Ask someone
God.
else. Maybe ask Fletch for that.
We have some weird people that work here. You have Fletch. You have people like Grace that just show up randomly and. Oh God! All right, Thursday Night Football. Falcons, Panthers. Jeff, who you got?
What a great game this is going to be.
I know. Do I really want to sit here and break this game down?
Don't break it down. Just
The
tell me who you think is
intricacies
gonna
of the
win.
game.
It's a big game, though. It is a big game, divisional game. It matters.
It is. And I
does
think
matter.
whoever wins this game will be, what is it, in first place or right behind first place?
No. Falcons are fine no matter what. They're really going for the wild card. Panthers, I believe, are 2-6.
Oh, they have 2 wins. Excuse me. Yeah. No, you're right. Falcons have 4 wins, 4 and 5. But I'm gonna go with the Falcons here. I like what they've been doing. Really, I like Arthur Smith a lot. And
Panthers
I
are
think
2-7,
they're missing.
actually,
They're
by the
missing
way.
a lot of players. I know Terrell's out as well. the
AJ
corner.
Terrell's out.
So we'll see what they can do. But overall, I think it'll be a lower scoring game. Surprise, surprise. I think it'll be. I'll say 23-17. I'll go Falcons. They win the game. 23-17.
I'm good with it. I'm going to go Atlanta to win as well in a very similar score, 20-17. It'll be a close game. Kyle Pitts this week will have his breakout season, and again, this is why we have great people like Grace here. Some of the best people we have. Oh God, you're fine, Grace. Literally nobody can even hear you. Yeah, so don't stress it. You can slime it. It's not going to make any noise. Oh God, take the under, Jeff. I think so.
Yeah, what is it? I think
the
so.
under is definitely the play. I think it's 41.5.
Yeah, something like that. 42.5.
I'll check right now. I'm going 2017 though. Low scoring.
Are you placing any bets tonight?
On this game, yeah.
Really?
Kyle Pitts anytime touchdown.
Oh, really?
That's the bet for me tonight. 42.5. Yep.
Kyle Pitts
definitely taking the under.
What are the odds on Kyle Pitts anytime touchdown score? It's probably like plus what, 200?
No, God no. It's plus.
He doesn't even. How many times has he got in the end zone?
Doesn't matter.
All right,
It's plus. Let's see. You know what? You're right. It's plus 290.
Plus 290. Wow. Those are
Kyle
good
Pitts
odds.
anytime touchdown score. Good bet.
Yeah.
For all of you at
Yeah, those
home.
are good odds.
Take the under. Kyle Pitts. Put it together. You get a line of what? Let me do this real quick. You can get a line of plus 765. Just from betting the under and Pittman anytime touchdown.
Turn your
Those
10.
are good odds. If you
10 to
ask me,
75 bucks.
if you add the money line, it's plus 1,090. So a $100 bet wins 1,090 bucks.
Wow.
So there you go. I just made everybody's night. Enjoy the 3-leg parlay. Pitts anytime touchdown, Falcons to win, and the under, and you will go home a happy man. Oh God. Whew. Southpaw Slabs. I have Pitts on my bench this week. Who are you starting over him? Because if I were you, I'd start Pitts. I would start Pitts 100%.
I'm salty. Says
God.
I'll take the bet that DJ Moore takes his helmet off.
Oh, George Kittle. All right, never mind. Play him at your flex, dude.
Yeah, you have Kittle and Pitts. Wow.
What kind of team do you have? Anyways, let's go to Mailbag. Everybody put your questions in the chat. We will be right back in just a bit to answer all of them. But before we do, I got to tell you about our good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. So get to a Lady Jane's near you. And remember, no appointment necessary. Hot leather neck shaves. The best in the business. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle, baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for over 23 years makes Michael the number one option for anybody. So, what are you waiting for? Get on the phone, 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011.
I got the first question. Jack Harrington, Mailbag. Jeff, what are you guys doing for Michigan and at OSU? I think you've already said this. We might be at
watch party. We're just doing a watch party.
Watch party.
Watch party and the live pregame show.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Mailbag. This is the trade I propose to stick. Which side do you prefer? I propose McLaurin and Duvernay for Swift. Wow, if I was stick, I would jump on that. Swift sucks.
Yeah.
He's been a bust in fantasy this year.
Wyatt asked Mailbag, Mariota or Herbert against the 49ers? 49ers are like one of the best defenses right now, and they're not at full capacity. I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe Mariota, because you get the rushing. That's a tough one to call. Next question. I like this question, actually. If I can find it. Mailbag, which of the bad teams are going to draft a quarterback?
The Panthers.
I'll throw Texans in there. I think they get rid of Davis Mills.
I don't know. Davis Mills has kind of been like, okay.
He's solid, but if you have a top 3 pick,
but you got to go quarterback, 100%. But who's he going to throw to? That's the thing. It's like they have no weapons.
Yeah.
They have so much they need to address.
That's a good point. And then I'd probably say, Detroit, if they get there, they'll draft a quarterback.
We'll see. Jesse Adams asks, Adam, how do you feel? Excuse me. How does it feel to be a capo for Justin Spiro? Second question, do you like these prop bets tonight? Over 3.5 field goals, Patterson touchdown, Al Greer 31.5 over rushing yards. I love it, actually. And then regarding being a capo, look, every once in a while you have to kill somebody, and that's my job. I'll gladly go to war with Isaac and figure out the rest. Justin's my guy, so should be fun.
Block me on Twitter. That son of a.
It's okay.
Let's ask the next question. Who wins more games the rest of the year? Dan Campbell or Jeff Saturday? Well,
say that again.
Who wins more games, Dan Campbell or Jeff Saturday the rest of the year? For being realistic, the Colts do have a better roster. They don't have a quarterback, but if you put Matt Ryan in there, I do think they can win more games than the Lions for the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm gonna go Colts too.
Give me the Colts.
They're a better roster.
They play the Texans.
And they play the Texans.
Mailbag, how about a segment where we submit fake Glassdoor reviews for our 4 major sports teams? Oh my God, that is a great idea. That is a great idea. We'll put something together, Broder. Good question. Adam and Jeff, will Ryan Lentz have to do anything if he loses in your guys' fantasy league? Yeah, I think Ryan Lentz, what we're going to end up doing is having him stripped down to his underwear, and he's going to have to stand in the middle of Woodward.
How long?
With a sign that says, I suck at fantasy football, for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay. So a considerable amount of time.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
So, let me this question too. Detroit GM rankings so far, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons. We can all agree. Yzerman, number 1, no question. Number 2, I'd probably go at this point.
No, we've done this way too many
times. Toss up Brad Holmes, Troy Weaver. It's pretty easy. What do we got here?
So coaching doesn't matter if it's a high school football coach. Here's the thing, Justin. I don't know anything about Jeff Saturday as a coach. What I know about Dan Campbell is that he's winless on the road and he's 5-19-1. Jeff Saturday could be a complete bum loser. I don't know that. And I'm not saying he's going to be any good. Yeah. But I think the Lions maybe win 2 more games the rest of the year. And probably the Colts win 2 more games the rest of the year. I think it'll be close. But if I were to give somebody the edge, give me the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, way better defense.
Yeah, they got
Forrest
Buckner.
I'm going to go with the Colts 100%. I think they'll right the ship. Hell, you know what? If we're being honest, you get a Raiders team that has been struggling all year, and then you play the Eagles after. That's a tricky one. But then you get Pittsburgh, on the road to Dallas, on the road to Minnesota, home to the Chargers, but then you finish out with the Giants and the Texans. I think 2 more wins, maybe. 2 wins is all I see for the Colts the rest of the year. And I could argue the same for the Lions, maybe 3. I think it's going to be neck and neck. I don't think one's going to be better than the other.
Jeff Iafrate, this is Jesse Adams. At Jeff Iafrate, what is your favorite fight this weekend at UFC? No question. One of my favorite fighters, just to watch in general, is Dustin Poirier. So I'll be locked into Poirier versus Chandler. And obviously Izzy versus Alex Pereira. He has a chance to get knocked out this weekend. So I wanted Izzy to win, but there's some good fights on. definitely some good fights on.
Chances the Lions pull off an upset on Thanksgiving if Josh Allen is out.
I'm not going that far.
Even if he's out, I mean, they're still a better coach team. They have way more talent.
Yeah,
I'd still pick the.
Man, I like their chance. I'll say I like their chances better. But
and Andrew asks, why are the Pistons such a bad rebounding team?
Because they don't have tons of size, number one. I mean, Jalen Duren's your really only true center. I mean, Nerlens Noel is as well, but you need Bagley. You need. I'm not going to say the season depends on Burks, but you just. A lot of rebounding, too, if you look at it and what their starting lineup is. You have Bojan and you have Sadiq, two guys that are really on the perimeter. You have Isaiah Stewart, who's really an undersized center, playing the center position. Although he's been doing good rebounding the basketball, that's really all you have. And then you have Duren off the bench. They do that's something they're going to address in free agency. They're not very good rebounding the basketball, but again, that's a young team. Rebounding is effort, being in the right positions. That's stuff they're going to have to get accommodated to over time. So it's going to take some more time for that. I get it. They're going to make some offseason additions too to help in that area. So I'm not concerned. What do we got here? Yeah, because like Real Cream of Wheat says, that's easy. They don't box out. Absolutely, and they just sprint to the other side of the court as soon as the other team shoots. See, that's the stuff they're going, and that's also coaching. That's on Dwayne Casey. But again, Dwayne could be preaching that, and they still might not do that. I mean, there's a difference. Coaching, I'm sure he's telling those guys in practice what positions, how to be in the right positions, what to do, when to do it. And if you don't execute it, you don't execute it. And maybe that's communication between Dwayne and the players. I don't know. It's too much speculation. But I'm not going to sit here and break down, the knocks on this team through 12 games. It's just it's too early for me. Let's see. What other questions do we got? Mailbag. Adam and Jeff, am I wrong to trade first or second picks to Baltimore and get a Jabo for Hutchinson? They're not trading a Jabo.
What the hell is that?
I get that's like a fantasy world, but that's
that
not
fantasy?
Happening.
Like fantasy football, where you start a defensive player? Bro, what kind of? You know what? We're done with the show. Stupid questions. Done. Moving on. You all have a great rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow, jam-packed show. We'll bring on Micro Mike.
Can't wait.
Lions talk all day tomorrow. Michigan football, Michigan State football. Should be a great weekend of football. College, professional, NFL. Can't wait.
Oh.
It'll be a great show. Fish, do me a favor. Shut the hell up. As always,
I'll try.
You all have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go pass out. Good night.
Go watch all the football in the world. Maybe some hockey and basketball in there, too.